Hi, boys and girls. Today's learning target is I can speak clearly when I give a presentation. So, this Wednesday, we're going to be sharing our presentations with an audience, with some of our classmates and some teacher guests, and any family members who want to come and sit by the computer and watch you present as well. Now, presenting your work is really fun, but sometimes you can get kind of flustered and a little intimidated by presenting in front of people because public speaking makes people nervous sometimes, and that's normal. The way to help with that is to practice, just like most other things we do. And so today we are going to practice your slideshow presentation as your assignment for today. In a moment, I'll show you how to press the buttons and get it to be a presentation, like make it look fancy how it's going to be. But as you're practicing, remember to read what's on your slide, but also talk about the other things you know that are connected to it, because you just put a sentence or two to remind you of each of your important points. When you did your research, you learned a lot more about your topic, and you can add those thoughts that connect. You should, because otherwise your presentation would be real short. As you practice, also, you have a choice. You could just practice by yourself in a room with your computer. You could also practice to a pet and pretend they're your audience. And you could even practice to a family member if you want to show your presentation to them while you're rehearsing. The important thing is that you get time to practice your show so that you will be ready when we share it with our guests on Wednesday. So here I am in one of my Google slideshows. This is one I made earlier in the year. Now you can see all my slides on the side and all the tools we've used to make our slideshows. But up in the top corner next to your picture, there is a button that says Share. You don't need that right now. And a button that says Present. When you click the button that says Present, it will start the presentation, and it changes it to a full screen version of your slideshow. When you're in this full screen presentation version of your slideshow, you can use the arrows on your keyboard to move forward and backward in your slide. So, while you practice your presentation today, you click the Present Screen button, and then as you read your slides and talk about the information related to that part of the slide, because remember, the slideshow is like your notes to remind you what to talk about. It has some of the important stuff written on there in words, but it also needs you to add more thoughts to it and explain the slideshow to your audience. So you'll present your screen, you'll talk about each of your slides using the arrow key to move to the next slide and talk about that. When you get to the very end and you are ready to finish, the arrow keys won't go forward anymore. To close the slideshow and get out of the presentation, press the Escape button on your keyboard. If you look down at your keyboard, it's in the top left corner and it says ESC. When you press that, it takes you back to the usual I've been working on a slideshow part of Google Slides. So basically the Present button makes your slideshow big and take up the whole screen. Once you're in there, you use the arrow keys and you can use the Escape key to get out of the presentation. Okay, so now that you know how to present using the Google Slides program and you know who you're going to practice on or just practice by yourself, you are ready to get started. When you're done rehearsing and practicing today, don't forget to turn in this assignment in Google Classroom so that I know you practiced. All right, that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.